WIFTBPM.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Saturday, June 19th, 2021. Grab the family and join the Woodlawn for the second annual Juneteenth block party. Join the Woodlawn team for a day of vendors, activities, DJs, live music and broadcasts, rooftop experiences, and much more. Vendor space is still available. For tickets and more information, please visit www.thewoodlawn1200.com. That's www.thewoodlawn1200.com. We do this for the culture.
All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
Reach the ruler. This is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Toy. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions.
Damn.
How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink
Yeah,
meat.
pink. So like it's like you see it.
Pink tip. It'd be pink.
And then pink on
Yeah,
the tip.
I don't like.
So sometimes a light skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark,
And you
so it's
can-
not off to me.
okay, so
I feel
now
like
you-
it's supposed to be pink because they light skinned. You know what I'm saying?
but
But I don't
because
want
it's
it to
not-
be dark because
because
then
it's
I'm
not.
gonna say you dirty.
I don't know what the fuck be making niggas think they can fuck with me. Stay with a small circle to ensure I stay sucker free. Peace to the niggas rockin', those that truly got love for me. To the women that be lustin' me, they dreamin' of fucking me. Lick your fingertips and rub your clit to this and let my voice bring you the climax. My raps is more real than any 3D or IMAX. Listen and digest this fly shit like Venus flytraps. Side-eye niggas that speak on my city, you Chirac. Niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping, act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy while hiding behind the screen naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit. I'm killing everything while bitches sleeping on me. I'm setting fire to bed frames, replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain. These other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline. It's asinine to try to find a rapper that rap is mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worry me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose to rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
Ascension.
Coming from where I'm from. Every season's hot where I'm from. Seems like everybody got a op where I'm from. Niggas barely make it to the top where I'm from. Coming from where I'm from. Still fooling. We done lost a lot where I'm from. Still watching for them niggas trying to plot where I'm from. Cause everybody trying to make it out where I'm from. Look, where I'm from, you gotta decide your own outcome. When niggas keep the peace like King and still move like Malcolm. Get it by any means as long as income is the outcome. Hit that stop button when they mouth run. Damn, straight bullets through the skies that powder babies just like talcum. Heartbroken mothers pray to God and ask them how come. You kill one of mine, you gon' get outdone. Say yourself cause Batman ain't gon' save you here in Gotham. Where everybody grew up with a hoop dream. That ain't work, so now that brother out here trying to move peas. Shoebox stash and try and stack it up for that new V. Scat packs, Hellcats, SIT, that new Jeep. Ballin' like a school team. I get gone off one of them cones, stay in my zone, no 2-3. R.I.P. to all my dogs, this Hennessy hit concrete. Free my boys behind them walls until they see us all free. Till our day come, we gon' keep on ball link. Chillin'. Coming from where I'm from. Every season's hot where I'm from. Seems like everybody got a op where I'm from. Niggas barely make it to the top where I'm from. Coming from where I'm from. We done lost a lot where I'm from. Watching for them niggas trying to plot where I'm from. Cause everybody trying to make it out where I'm from. I'm from the city of Fo now. Folks in Mo now. Blocks they strolling while the cops patrolling. Or they in the trap trying to whip that baking soda. Kids gotta eat, gotta make payola. Try to survive in the windy city of Shy. Where even if you got a job, you finesse on the side. Cause they steady raising taxes and the rent's getting high. It's getting hard to get by, you feel that pressure apply. Got some weight on your shoulders and some stress in your chest. Eyes bloodshot red cause you ain't getting no rest. I feel your pain, but you can climb out them depths. I know it's hard stacking bread, paying off them debts. But stay focused and maintain and keep going. And watch the ones that you keep the closest. Never leave your circle open, cause a lot of niggas out here serpents. Snakes in the grass lurking for certain. From where I'm from. Every season's hot where I'm from. Seems like everybody got a op where I'm from. Niggas barely make it to the top where I'm from. Coming from where I'm from. We done lost a lot where I'm from. Watching for them niggas trying to plot where I'm from. Cause everybody trying to make it out where I'm from. Edition. Big Luda. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches, penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting.
Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking. Looking straight till I'm decent, at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing and sessions off, walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second with my thoughts and reflections. I take my losses as lessons, but it's all just a blessing, and that's the mess. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, in an instant, friendships in quick in the music business. It used to be just music, now it's just business. The relentless pursuit for loot, dividends and interest, hidden agendas, leaving you defenseless against them. Not to mention intentions to benefit from you penning authentic sentences. Shit for the spinach, niggas done did it. Listen, while you scribbling, picturing images of living on premises, surrounded by fences and different women in silky linens, bending and grinning, intended rentals, you slipping, cause these VIX is out, tricking your chips in. The game's cutthroat, rules was laid back in the day before rappers got paid by sponsors that slung dope. And shit ain't really changed beside the amount of change the game. Famous names so these lames can front, so I change the game. See my future through the blunt smoke so high, looking at my future through the blunt smoke. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, I'm invincible, guarded by two identical, invisible guardian angels that guard every angle of my physical frame. Spiritual miniature ministers whispering, keeping me on the top of my game. Lessons to gain, pleasure and pain. Like my eyes, they reside on the left and right side of my brain. Quietly praying, navigating my aspirations, passing calculated statements while I'm grabbing my flame. Wasted in the basement, pacing, placing words on pages, blazing my merch to the face. I'm blowing life in the air. I sold my soul to the Lord for a price of a prayer. Yeah, so my nights can be clear when I sit still, writing his will in his likeness, like him, cause I'm knowing he'll save me. He told me to spit and don't let the devil take the gifts that he gave me. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me. We out west with it, where we live illegal, leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprice's Billy Rims, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game can never change us, the West Side teaches. On these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got a bit of plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups. Searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we can go nuts and stay at the stove like gross us, and post up with O's on the table like coasters. That's how the game coached us, made us all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload, 30s a dro, while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us, we the ones laid back in the cut. My demeanor seems to always get me up. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got a bit of plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes, sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches. But we turn struggle into strength. Yeah, home of the survivor, survival of the fittest in the town. It's wicked, you can J down. In a minute, what am? What's the business? The biz is how you down and get it. From Cape Town to Fifth City, the sounds of Fifth's empty. When we tipsy is risky. Where the lick be, at least 10 deep, it tempts me. But there's no mystery where the chips be, the tips G. Just our history from the 60s. Pimpin' ain't easy, but we bleed it. This here game is in our veins, in the air we breathe in. Believe this, it's no game. But the key is your mouthpiece, spit your game. But believe, turn nothing into something. We suffer without supper long enough. Struggling from summer to summer, the same place where the dope is sold. It's home to the Oprah show. The same place I know is home. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it. You just got a bit of plot. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it. I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it. Yes, sir, hustle for every penny in the trenches. But we turn struggle into
WIIFTBPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size.
Just like that, we are back down on the soil. Did they hear the first? I just said what's good, man.
Just give it to them again, man.
What's good, everybody? You know what, Gino? I got to tell you, happy June, man. The calendar done flipped, and it's my favorite time of the year. Feeling like summertime out here, bro. I'm so happy to be back down on the soil with family members, live from the West Center for the Black People Studios. I'm your man, T-Time, coming to you as usual with my brother, Eugene McIntosh. How you feeling, bro?
What's the Benoski, man? I'm over here trying to get the logistics right. I know y'all see us, man. We was
out there plotting and planning
on some, yeah. So I'm over here trying to work my number real quick. So I'm getting the logistics done. I know y'all don't see us on the screen yet, but just bear with us, man. Y'all hear the voices.
Go ahead and lend us an ear, right? Go ahead and lend us an ear while we get it straight for the visuals. But man,
we got our boy DJ in the building,
the producer holding it down on the other side.
What up, DJ?
Yes, sir, bro. But
no, how y'all doing today?
Feeling good, man. Happy to be back in the building. It's our Monday, even though it's Wednesday. It's our first day of the week. Hope everybody had a good long weekend and a good Memorial Day for everybody that was celebrating. But man, we got a lot to talk about, man. Playoff basketball in the NBA, the first round is coming to a conclusion. But man, we got a lot going on over there. The Western Conference is really cracking right now, DJ. I'm looking forward to having that conversation with y'all. Cubs, White Sox, baseball, it is buzzing right now. The calendar done turned June, and we got 2 first-place teams.
I guess this is just going to have to do.
In both leagues. So how we looking today, Gino? What
man, we all good.
We good?
All good, yeah.
Yes, but then on top of that, Gino, it's Black Music Month. You know, in June, we celebrating Black Music Month. I got a couple of questions I want to ask you.
It's Black Music Month?
Yeah, man. You know, I feel like I went to Seton, and when they brought a bunch of black men over, they made it a big thing. Black Music Month, we celebrating it. So it's kind of stuck with me over the years. I know as soon as June 1st hits, you'll see a lot of outlets go, champion the fact that it's Black Music Month and everything. But like I said, I got a couple of questions. But other than that,
ain't it Men's Health Awareness Month too? Did you know that?
I did know that it is Men's Health Awareness Month. Shout out to my father and
Pops.
His church. You know what I mean? They take it serious over there. It's Men's Month, so it's I think they're getting back to having some events for that. So yeah, Gino, it's a lot going on this month. And shout out to the Geminis. I feel like on a personal level, it's every man's
season.
in my family's like birthday month. You know what I mean?
I know it's your season, man.
Man, both of my brothers, me, my twin, and my big brother. My big brother's turning 40 years old tomorrow.
See you, bro. Saw bro at the game last night with son in the building, having a great time.
You know, he's kicking off his birthday month the right way. And then it's my parents' anniversary on the 14th. I think they're getting closer to 35 years.
Man, shout out to moms and pops, man.
Yeah, man. And then on top of that, it's my father's birthday at the end of the month. We wrap it up on the 29th with his. Then on top of that, Father's Day. Come on, it's a busting month. It's going down in June, Gino. And then on top of that, I think the White Sox are home about 90% of the time. You're about to get a full dose of Southside baseball, Gino. So I'm totally looking forward to the next 30 days.
Man, that's word, man. Send it up. I know how y'all do in June. I know June is probably one of your favorite months of the year. You always find a different way to turn up. So,
I'm always in and out. And honestly, Gino, I'm always looking at my account on July 1st. Like, damn, we went hard. So definitely had to have a pep talk with my inner circle. Like, we're going to keep it kind of, we're going to try to be a little bit more disciplined this time around, but I know how we get this month. So, yeah, Gino, I'm looking forward to it. But how was your weekend, bro? How
I don't even know what happened. It's Wednesday
You
now.
know what, Gino? I had that one of those kind of weekends where I'm happy I'm on the other side. It was kind of hazy for a couple of days. Shout out to a few birthdays we celebrated, Memorial Day, all the barbecue we got to take in. So,
yeah, Lakeem, the barbecue, I thought it was Sunday. I saw pictures. Y'all was hanging on Saturday. I'm like, man, it was Saturday, not Sunday. Like, man,
it's quite busting, man. Shout out to Keem. Shout out to DJ No Request, who, Gino, I got to say, DJ No Request, I may have to throw him, in the mix of some parties he was getting it in. Larry was getting it in on the tables, bro.
Wow.
Playing some things you don't normally hear, playing some things I usually just play when I'm just on my lonely. So shout out to that whole function. It was great, man. I got a chance to get in front of Honest. You know what I mean? Rado. Talked to him for a little bit. So yeah, it definitely was a good one, Gino.
That's word, man. Like I said, I don't remember what happened, to tell you the truth. I know I was at Wrigley.
You was at Wrigley.
I've been at Wrigley for the last week. Today is my last day.
Watching Tatis and the Padres come in town and getting smacked up.
Who was there before that, though?
Was it a... Damn.
The Reds.
Yeah, it was the Reds.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a division team. So, yeah.
So, I've been at Wrigley since last Thursday, I think. So, that's what my Memorial Day weekend was about. Doing these games. Shout out to I know Mark got on us when was Mark number 2 or number 1 on our all-time high school Chicago list.
Number 2, we had Zeke at the top.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy about that, man.
He's like, come on, G, go ahead. Look at the resume for real. Don't just skim through it. I remember.
We got the great Mark Aguirre in the building, man. We gonna get to this basketball talk in a minute because I was at Wrigley last night, and I was seeing a bunch of things flash across my screen. I was seeing people saying LeBron James quit on his team. He walked out with like 5 minutes left.
Yeah, and so I know at the same time you were seeing the Portland.
I was watching so I had my league pass up. I was watching NBA TV as I'm watching the Cubs. So I saw Dame. I saw they went down a dub early. And I'm like
the classic double dip at the park.
Yeah, so I kind of tuned out, but then I remembered, I'm like, oh, I had the game on. So when I went back, Portland was down 3. And I'm like, all right, let me tune in. And then I seen my boy Dame going crazy, but all for nothing because they ended up taking the L in 2 overtimes to the Denver Nuggets. And Denver's up 3-2. So, yeah, like you were talking about outside, man, that Western Conference is definitely something to look forward to. Game 6. Is it in L.A.? Game 6 is in L.A.
They're going back
to Cali.
Yes,
right. The Nuggets and the Portland Trailblazers will be in Portland for Game 6. Memphis wherever they at, if they going back to Utah, so they done. And the Clippers in Dallas are going back to LA 2-up, right? That's tonight. Is that
yes.
tonight?
And I'm wondering. I got a couple of questions with some of the stuff you just ran down. As far as the Mavericks and the Clippers series, I'm wondering.
It's over for Dallas.
You think so? You think they blew it?
They blew it. They jagged. They
had some momentum and dropped the ball. Now the Clippers feel like they smell the coffee and kind of getting back to business as usual. But I'm looking at that Grizzlies series, bro.
So that's where you want to. That's where you want to start.
Let's start with the small beings real quick. We won't spend a bunch of time on them.
So Memphis is down 3-1.
Memphis is down 3-1.
They're done.
They are done. Stick a fork in them.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got one more game in them because John Morant, bro. You know, I know he said he's top 5 and we had a debate. You know what I mean? No. Look, man, he got some stuff in his bag, bro.
John got a lot in his bag, but it ain't enough to overcome.
No.
Remember,
they won this deficit.
They won the first game with no Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell, he hasn't shot it extremely well, but just his presence on the court and Dylan Brooks having to defend on that end and then having to play the same way.
The offensive side.
So they're done. Ja has definitely moved up in my books. However far that is, I can't really tell you, but he's definitely shown improved. But they're young. They don't have enough. They're poised. Quinn got them guys on point. Remember they jagged a 3-1 lead to Denver last year.
They're not going down the first round to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, so.
You know what? Ja had some stuff in his bag I didn't know he had. You know what I mean? I've been pleasantly surprised, and I really didn't expect to be surprised by John Morant. So shout out to him for showing us that he got another level. You know what I mean? When the time called for it. So even though the Grizzlies definitely got they barbecue chicken, you can stick a fork in them. I have enjoyed watching John Morant play.
I enjoy watching Memphis play. I think they got a bright future. Jaren Jackson, I don't think he's completely healthy.
They're one of those teams that just leave it on the floor. You know they're going to go
coached extremely well. They play hard. They got a bunch of young talent. And I think they need another player or two. But so far, so good for Memphis. I'm sure they surprised a couple people. And I wouldn't necessarily say they surprised Utah. Like I said, they won that first game without Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
But whatever, you beat who's on the floor. But
and he said he could have played. He was like, nah.
Let me get all the way good. I know we're that much better than this team. We don't really have to exert all of our energy.
But we're better when I'm on the floor. Let's go.
So. Memphis is done. Is that series tonight too? Is that game tonight too?
I believe the next game is tonight.
So it's Philly and Washington, and then the other two Western Conference games, the Clippers and Dallas.
Do the Knicks play?
The Knicks and the Heat. Yeah, the Knicks and the Hawks. Okay,
the Knicks and the Hawks got a game 6 today at the Garden. So.
Let's stay in the Western Conference though. So Memphis is done after the night. So then we'll leave LA. So let's go to the Clippers and Dallas.
Talk to me about this one, Gino. Why do you think that the Mavericks blew it?
The Mavericks blew it by not winning one game at home. You go up 2-0 in LA, you come home, and you have to win one of those games. You just have to. Now the Clippers have regained home court advantage, and you woke up a sleeping giant. You know, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, they know what's at stake. They know what's being said about them outside of their locker room. Ty Lue, he knows what's being said about him. Yeah, you inherited that LeBron team, so yeah, you got a ring with them. But now, let's see just how good of a coach you are. Mm-hmm. And, it's his first year. He kind of inherited Doc's team a little bit, but, I just think they woke up a sleeping giant. Paul George and Kawhi, they know what's at stake. And Dallas needed to win one of those games at home. They didn't. And now they are just as good as done. It's not going past 6.
Neither team won a game at home, right?
No.
So it's still kind of up in the air. And Gino, I'm glad you brought up our boy Ty Lue, because I still think that's going to be an issue. Rick Carlisle can coach circles around Ty Lue, so it's back 0-0.
And we talked about maybe a month ago. We talked about NBA coaches, and in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm not an expert. But there are only 6 or 7 coaches in the NBA with that high level ability.
That can impact their team's play.
Yeah, and Rick Carlisle is one of them, and it's obvious. But with Luka, now Luka is not 100%. He's not going to make any excuses. We saw it in Dallas. We saw that last game that he was kind of laboring the entire time. So, you know, Mark knows. Mark did this for, you know, Mark did this for how many years? 13, 14 years in the league. So injuries, you know, they are what they are. And especially with your star player. You know, your star player is the leader of the team, keeps the, you know, gets that car moving. Mm-hmm. And with Luka not being 100%, you know, I just don't see it. So.
Yeah, I feel like the Clippers definitely needed a wake-up call. You know what I mean? And losing those two at home, you know, had to sting. I feel like anytime that happens to a team like the Clippers, you're like, damn, are we about to blow this? Like, and to come back and get those two in Dallas was huge. So even though Gino, I still got to see, because that man Luka can have games where it don't even matter where you are. Yeah, you know what I mean, Luka can go crazy and take a game by himself. And if the Clippers don't, you know, play the way they played the last two games, if they somehow revert back to the lackluster play from the first two, you know what I mean, Dallas can go ahead and make them pay. So I'm still looking at that series like they got to be careful.
Well, you better than me, because I think those guys are cooked, barbecued, fried.
Even at 2-2?
At 2-2.
0-0.
It is 0-0. It's the best
one.
of three, best 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, just Luka not being healthy, man. That's, you know, I watched Dallas closely. I've watched Dallas during the season, and we all know that playoff basketball is much different than regular season basketball. So a lot of them guys, they just coast, especially when you know you're going to be a top whatever seed in the conference. So, you know, watching Dallas now and the way that they revert to Luka so much, it's like these guys will have like open looks at the basket, and they waiting on Luka to make a decision for them. And that don't bode well for a team with killers like Kawhi and, you know, Paul George. And then Shaq always talks about the others. So when you got Reggie Jackson, you got Mr. Morris. Is it Markieff or is it Marcus? Which one is on the Clippers?
Marcus. It's Marcus on the Clippers.
You know, when you got him, Serge Ibaka is out. So you got guys stepping up, Zubac and, you know, Rondo making his playoff Rondo appearances. When you got guys that can come in and fill those roles.
But see, now, how much is Rondo playing?
He's playing enough. He's taking Pat Bev's minutes just because of that matchup. You know, Pat really can't do much with Luka, so his effectiveness offensively, we know Pat's really not a scorer, so his effectiveness is
on the defensive end. You're looking at him to bite down defensively.
But you just want Rondo out there because he has the playoff experience. He's become a better shooter. We saw Jason Kidd become a much better shooter later down his NBA career. Mm-hmm. Rondo, I wouldn't say he's shooting at the level of Jason Kidd, but he is a threat to knock down a wide, especially now that the game is played out. It's not even out.
Yeah, but I'm still, you know what I mean?
I'm giving Rondo the shot, but he's smart enough to not take it. He'll drive in. He can make the floater. He'll create the three for someone else. So just having his expertise out there, I think, gives the Clippers another advantage. But
you know what I think this is, you know, at least for me? I think I'm rooting for an upset in this one. Like, I want the Dallas Mavericks to go ahead and find a way to send the Clippers home, because I'm just like, you know what? The Clippers just don't excite me basketball-wise, man. And I don't know what it is about, you know what I mean, because I do love Kawhi, but the rest of the guys on the Clippers just don't do it. I would much rather see them lose right now. You know what I mean? I would much rather see the ramifications of them getting bounced in the first round and them actually, like, moving on. So, can we bring Mark in? Are we good?
Mark is in. There you go.
Yeah, you hear pipes, yes, sir. You hear him? Hey, the one and only Big Mark Aguirre joining us, because who else better to talk about what's going on in the NBA?
Playoff championship basketball, man. How many ships you got, man? 2? A deuce?
Yeah, I got 2. I got cheated out one, so I got 2.
Which one? 80?
That one that Mike took home. That one that Mike took home. No, I got 2. No, he deserved it.
But like you said, man, who else would we rather talk NBA playoff basketball with than a guy who's experienced it all. And it was funny before we get to it, Mark. Somebody, I forgot what the conversation was in one of those basketball groups, and they were talking about like guys. It was the Larry Bird conversation, and they were talking about how much trash he talked. It was somebody said his rookie year he walked past their bench. It might have been John Stockton or somebody. And he was like, "Man, I feel like dropping 43 on y'all tonight." And they said he dropped 43 in 3 quarters and then subbed himself out.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, like, I remember you told us it was only 2 guys that you look forward to matching up with head up, and it was Bernard King and Larry Bird. And that's why I was like, man, y'all got to start putting some respect on the white boy's name, man. Like, 10 and 7 on his career, and the man couldn't jump over one of these little wires down here. Says it all to me.
Yeah, you know what? I like the way you said that, and too, because I think like you guys, I mean, I really respect your mind because we've talked a lot, and you understand the small things that calculate into competing and winning games, because a lot of people don't look at those things. And I think you mentioned Kawhi Leonard and you mentioned Paul George. In winning basketball games, those are the things that show you the character of the team. Now, them going back now, if I'm not mistaken, going back to LA.
Yeah.
Now, not only do they want to go back to LA and win, from what I've seen and the way they played totally different than any other game they've played in Dallas. They didn't go into Dallas and get out. They went in Dallas and whooped Dallas.
Right.
Okay, and I know that has a lot to do with the other kid. I don't know. Luka. But on the other hand, if I'm Luka as a winner, you're never going to know I'm hurt. I don't want them to say it. Don't mention it. The NBA has to know it. I'm not going to act like it. I'm not going to do anything. And I'm going to come out and play. But just because of the way the Mavericks act because Luka was hurt, then not only because Luka hurt, the way it affects the rest of the team puts a little fear in the fact that I don't know if they can overcome what the Clippers have just found out.
Right.
Clippers just found out, like, hey, okay, we're not only better than them, we are really better than them. Really better than them.
Exactly.
You know, because Luka was going off, and I hate to see him hurt, but they know now is that, you know, we can get them, and they have the opportunity, like you say, it's 0-0. We go up 1 now. We win at our gym, and they got to come back here for Game 7? Oh, no, we're not. I get a chance to beat you Game 5, and I get a chance to beat you Game 6 to get back here. And we're getting one of those games to get back here. So that's the thought pattern that I would have with the Clippers. Like, we want to end you, like, next time. So if we get Game 3 on our bucket, you're done. You know, you're done. And I think that Kawhi Leonard has enough experience in playoff to understand that.
Facts.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
He understands that. And I think that Paul George has enough experience to do that. And they have Rondo, right? Rondo has enough experience to have that. On the Maverick side, I think they were playing off emotions.
Yeah.
And, we're winning and they're getting too hyped. No, brother, it's 7 games. And I don't know if the Mavericks understand that.
And that's what I was just telling T as I watched Dallas throughout the year, and I've noticed how much they depend on Luka. And this goes back to what we were just talking about outside. It's like, all right, Luka, you can get 40.
Right.
But Tim Hardaway Jr. can't get 20.
Yeah.
Dorian Finney-Smith can't get 15.
Absolutely.
You know, and Kristaps Porzingis, I don't know what this guy is doing. I don't even know why he's out there. He's just not been effective at all. You know, I don't know. I do know. It's mental because he's 7'5". It's like there's no reason this guy should be 4 of 10 from the 3.
Don't tell me you a superstar and you mentally can't play the game. Get away, get out. Don't want to hear it. If you can't perform now, if you can't perform in this climate, I don't want to hear from you. I can't trust you. I don't want you in the game.
Definitely can't.
No, I can't trust you. I'm trying to win championships. If you can't play in this game mentally, don't mention you're a star. You're not a star. You are not a star. You know, I can understand if you're in a game and you have a lot of okay, let me break it down. Paxson, I can actually consider a star. You know why? When he was in the game, he did what he had to do. If it was just making those 6 jumpers, you're a star because you dropped them. Look, you did what you were supposed to do. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do, man, you're not that. Don't portray yourself as being that. You're not that. You know, I mean, you're supposed to be a guy that's supposed to give me 20 and something a night, right?
20 and at least 10 if you 7-5.
20 and 10 a night, and you giving me nothing. Now, if your 10 and 5 is what we need to win, and you're giving it to me, now, okay, you're legit. But, fit the slot, man. You got a lot of guys don't fit the slot. I mean, I don't want you anymore if you can't fit the slot. You are not built for my championship team. Go away. You're not built for it. I don't want that. I really don't want that.
So as far as being built for a championship, do you think the Clippers are there? You think they have?
No.
You don't think they have all the pieces? What are they missing, man?
No. You know what? I take time to give my assessment of what they are. But to be a championship team, first of all, their middle, their center. Who's their center?
We talking about the Clippers?
Yeah.
Zubac.
Who's the cat they just gave $60 million to that they don't play?
Luke Kennard.
Yeah, Luke Kennard.
Okay, so do I have to answer that question, or
No.
can you guys go ahead with that one?
We can go ahead and go with that one. We can carry that one.
Yeah. I'm trying to
the Clippers at some point are gonna get clipped. Yeah,
they're gonna get clipped, man. I mean, I like them for what they're doing, but Kawhi Leonard can't do that.
And Mark, this was a team
Kawhi Leonard can't do
this
that.
is a team that most experts claim was the best team in the NBA at the beginning of the season.
Who you calling experts?
Exactly. What I said, that's my point exactly.
Who you calling experts?
Talking
Look,
heads.
them the talking heads,
That's
man.
my point exactly.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, I respect maybe 2 to 3 individuals that I hear talking about basketball. One, they don't give enough airtime to. Hubie Brown.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hubie Brown
Oh, yeah.
is the most precise, gives you everything underneath the game
Yes.
that actually involved in winning a game. Very good. They don't want to hear him. They want to hear all this, that flying Wild West stuff.
Hubie's my favorite.
We better love Hubie right now, because I don't know if we're going to get another Hubie to give us the insights and be honest about it. Hubie is honest about it. He go, and all the guys we talk about, oh, he's great. No, he'll be like, look, he's 4 for 9, and he ain't got a rebound, and he hasn't passed to the open man. But we overlooked that.
Yeah.
He say that's not winning basketball. And we overlooked that. All these talking heads, they just basically, in the flow of the, and everybody else is so excited. Go to the real meat. Luka's great, but right now, you ain't showed me where he had 2 great games. How many? I mean, regular season, I don't even count that. You get great by winning in the playoffs and championships. Now, that's when people in your face, and he's had 2 great games. And he's talented now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But don't put him after 1 season like he's that. He's not that.
Well,
he hasn't showed me that.
He definitely he gave the Clippers a bunch of problems last year in the playoffs. And that injury, though, because I feel like it came out of nowhere after game 2 where he had the stinger, and next thing you know, he's talking about he's having chest problems. So I hate that that's the issue, because I just feel like he has some aspects of kryptonite for the Clippers. Like the Clippers, when he's healthy, I don't know what the Clippers can do with that man.
Okay, so I got you. Let's run the tape back. How many times did you see Bird complain about an injury?
That man,
in the playoffs?
Didn't the man play with a back injury for 7 years?
He just stretched on the
sidelines. Did you ever hear Bird talk about
At
it?
all.
They talked about it.
Right.
They had to report it. And when they say, Bird, what you doing? I'm playing. That's it. I'm playing. Hold it. You saw Isaiah play with a raggedy ankle.
Dang, it was this big.
It was that big.
Gave them people
how many
25 and a half.
How many times did you hear him talk about it? I mean, that these, not to say that you're not hurt, but these guys are focused on the title.
Your brain being somewhere else.
Man, I don't care what it takes. Look, whatever you got to do, I care less about what that injury is. I'm on the title. But you get out there, you talk about the kid, I guarantee you that if there's any way possible, Chris Paul plays.
And that was going to be my comparison because Chris Paul that's that same injury. I don't know to what extent, but it's the same thing. Chris Paul said Monty Williams told him, yeah, Chris, I don't like the way you look, and I think I'm going to sit you tonight. Chris Paul said, I told that man, hell no, you ain't.
There's no way.
Hell no.
Hell no, you ain't.
Hell no.
Hell no.
But that lets you know that's what wins titles. That's what wins games. It ain't the guy that's scoring 40 and kind of thing. It's that guy that's doing that little stuff like that. Those are the title winners. Those are the title winners.
So, and let's move on to talk about the Lakers and Phoenix, but when we talked in the hallway, we were just talking about, getting the leaders of the teams when the moments, during the game and those certain moments. And do you fit? And again, you won these championships. You've been the number one option. You come off the bench. You play every role possible on every type of team
to win championships.
To win ships. So I'm saying, when you talk about the leaders, is it about the leader being more selfless? Like you said, getting those other, because at the end of the game, the ball is going to be in the guy, Isaiah, Mike, Magic, Kobe, LeBron, Dame Lillard, all of these top guys, the ball is going to be at their hands at the end of the game. But during the game, is it about being selfless and making the guys around you that much better? Because they're going to be open, and it's like, well, he's a bum. Because this is open gym. This is my thoughts when I'm in open gym hooping. And they like, man, dude ain't shit. And I'm like, bro, he's wide open. You have to pass him the ball because you're going to need him because he's going to continue to be wide open. What, you going to keep playing 4-on-5? Now, if you hit him one time and he makes the shot, that gives your team another option. That gives him more confidence. And now at the end of the game, when you think about leaving him open, now it's wide. Now, like you said, now it's just me and you. Y'all can't double team and triple team me because now you got to believe in him because I just hit him and he made a shot. Now his confidence is up. So I feel like it's about these leaders and these guys being more selfless and knowing that you got to have the rest of the team involved or you're not going to win it, man.
You're dead on what you're saying, but the process of getting to that is what has to happen. Getting to where you're that guy, you say, I'm confident in that guy. The process happens is that as a leader, you have to bring them with you. Know your thinking, know your heart, know what you're doing, and have a piece of that fall into them. Meaning that, look, you my and I don't quit. Meaning that when I come to this game, when I look at the opponent as Pippen sucked up from Jordan, I don't look to just beat him. I look to destroy him, which he picked up. I love the way he picked it up, which trickled over to Paxson, which triggered over to Horace Grant. And you could see in them as a team form that coalition to be like, we all come out here like this, and that's the way you find out who can play. Like when you talk to the Lakers, LeBron walked off the court every day and he getting a lot of hype, crap about that, and I can understand that, but he ain't happy. Like I ain't happy with none of y'all. I'm not happy with y'all. And what you need to do now is think about that when this game coming up.
And you think that's what's on them guys' heads?
Absolutely.
You know what? I feel like the issue with that becomes LeBron wasn't perfect. You know what I mean? Did LeBron do enough to keep that team in the game?
You can't question me.
But see now,
you can't. We
can't question LeBron.
I mean, my teammates.
But
if you see what let me back it up. Do you ever question Larry Bird?
You can't.
You ever question Kobe Bryant? You ever question Magic Johnson? You ever question Isaiah Thomas? So what I'm saying is that you've never been in my position as LeBron is. You've never been in my position. You haven't led a team. You can't think about questioning me. How many chips he got? 5?
How dare you?
How dare you? How many chips he got? 5?
LeBron?
Yes.
4, yep.
Okay,
4 or
so
5,
what I'm saying is I led and been
4.
Been MVP how many times? Finals
5,
MVP?
Every time we won.
So, shut up. Shut up.
Shut up, Dennis Schroeder.
Shut up. Listen, You have no idea what it takes or what I've done to get where I'm at. You are nowhere near there now. Matter of fact, you probably will never be able to lead a team into a title. Very few. So you don't have the right to ever question me about what I'm doing at all. Never.
Let me ask you, in that moment, would you be able to keep that in mind? If you're one of LeBron's teammates and you see him with 5 minutes left, we down 25, walking out, could you keep that in mind? Like, oh, I can't question this man.
Okay. I understand. That's a legit question that you're asking, and I understand that. But if you question me and the things that I have on the wall, things that I have fought through, things that I've done through, things that I've done, you don't know what a championship is. I might not want you. You don't know what a championship is, because if you in your heart knew what a championship was and saw it, you wouldn't question me. Because everything I do, champions on a day-to-day basis, they are champions not only in the championship round, they're champions in practice, they're champions in what they do, they're champions in what they say, and that little move right there, you cannot question it. Like, okay, that wasn't great for you walking out with 5 minutes to go, but let me let you guys know, we've lost this game. And as a champion, I'm not just upset, I'm highly pissed. I'm highly pissed. So you know the way I'm coming back to this next game. And you need to check yourself. Because if you can't come in this game playing and ready, I don't want you. I don't want you. I have no need for you. That's the kind of message that you got to send to champions. I think Mike sent it to Pippen. The day of the, I call it like it is, the day of the headache. Mike was like, look, what was his words? We got to make some changes. If you ain't ready
to play, you got to get up out of here.
And what did that do to Scottie Pippen?
Made him a dog.
That made him a dog. You don't win, man. Don't know kind people win championship. Kind people, soft people. As kind as they say Tim Duncan was. Tim Duncan was a gangster. He may not have showed it like that. Tim Duncan was a straight gangster. He came in there to do work. So, the narrative be spread all, and it's good for news. But, those who have been in the fight, know what they brought to the fight to win the title, those are the people that I want playing with me. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Do the Lakers stand a chance without AD?
In L.A., yes. I think that.
So it's 3-2 Phoenix now.
Phoenix is up 3-2, yes.
And they're going back to L.A.
L.A. is on the brink.
Okay.
I would go out on that fence and to say, yes, they have a chance. But that chance is not, overwhelming. But the kid's like, it really scares me as a kid. Like, what's the kid name? I mean, he's a pro. Everybody's a pro, deserve credit. But what's the kid name?
In L.A.?
Yeah. Supposed to be a shooter, supposed to be a baller, but what's his name?
Is it
tall head?
Andre.
Oh, Kuzma.
Oh, Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma.
Thank you. He's definitely on the summer. It's his turn on the Summer Jam screen. G. He's been bad.
Really?
He's been bad, bro. Well, he's been like a non-factor. I just can't forget you gave up BI for him. You gave up Brandon Ingram. Basically chose Kuzma over him. You know what I mean?
Ooh, you want to go back to management? How bad they are?
Right.
That I feel like that's what's under the microscope with the way the Lakers look right now.
They gave away two bigs.
Dwight.
That was the glue to them winning the title. How you do that? They gave away, they gave away Dwight, and then they gave away the other kid.
Rondo. They
gave away Rondo.
Who was the third? I know it was Dwight, Rondo, and then somebody else they moved on from.
Oh, what's the kid played for Golden State? Big. Came in, just did what he had to do. Tough, dirty. What's the kid's name? Played for Golden State.
Plays for Golden State now?
He played for Golden State, won titles with them. Came in and did all the dirty work.
For the Lakers last year.
I think he played.
JaVale.
JaVale McGee.
Shout out to the comments. Big JaVale.
That's who it is.
Them 3 minutes, them 5 minutes that he played, gave them rebound, that toughness, block shot.
Energy.
Man, that is big to have somebody that can't play. Now, right now, the other kid right now, I liked his game, but he can't play.
Drummond.
I don't know what.
Is it Andre Drummond?
I don't know what's wrong with him. But that was a bad move. And then you got the other kid, shoot jumpers, center that shoot jumpers. You see, I don't watch them because they boring to me.
The center that shoot jumpers.
Yeah, y'all got to help me out.
It's like every team got one.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like every team in the NBA.
That ain't good. What's the kid's name? He got a brother.
Mark Gasol. Big Mark.
What Gasol doing?
Whew.
Salty.
Just filling the spot. You know what I mean?
Salty.
But when you had the White and you had the other kid, they was getting them offensive rebounds.
Like you said, guys that knew their roles.
Dude, nasty, get in there and fight. I don't see none of that.
Yeah, they missing all of that.
They missing.
I think they thought that AD second year around, because that was his first year last year, but I think they thought that AD could fill that void. But AD is, and I love ADs from the, we got love for our guys from the crib, but we got to keep it real. AD can't stay on the floor.
And that's the thing. Because I feel like when he's healthy, he can feel that void.
But when is he healthy?
You see, they called him street clothes on the.
I heard Charles, but that was Charles. Miriam Frost in the comments, she said Barkley called him street clothes.
And I was salty at first. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, well, damn, he last year when he was able to stay healthy was like the first time we've seen AD stay healthy like that deep into the year.
And it was a shortened season. And yeah, it was it's like those adjustments. It's just like any sport. When you burst on the scene and teams don't have that scouting report, they don't have much film, they don't have much to go. But when there's that year under your belt, now teams can plan for you. And like I said, I feel like the Lakers thought that they could implement more, because now AD, you got to see the double team. Now you got to be able to pass out of the post.
Okay.
Now you got to be able to see the floor and make the other. It ain't just LeBron this year.
Yeah.
Now you got to do that. And I think AD can do it. But like Barkley said, man, you got to be healthy, bro. You can't just come back. You missed 20 games, 25, 30 games in a row. Now you come back at the most crucial time.
And it's something else now.
You can't do that. So it's
true.
It's ugly for the Lakers if you ask me, Mark. I'm with you. I wouldn't bet against LeBron, because I think if he activates, his Superman powers, I definitely think they could beat Phoenix in 7. But if I was a betting man, which I am, but I would put my money on Phoenix to pull this one out.
This is what I said in the group chat last night. I'm like, I feel like we're watching the end of LeBron's reign. Like this is what we're about to see. Like he can't will a team to a victory in a playoff series anymore, especially not against a team like the Phoenix Suns, who I feel like people forget have the second best record in all of the NBA, and Chris Paul is back healthy. Yeah, he hurt his left arm a couple of games ago.
Healthy enough.
CP3, which should have been a finalist for the MVP, in my book. You know what I mean? That's the way he played this year. The Lakers are in trouble. I don't think if AD doesn't come back and play the way we know he can, because even when he went out in game 3, I felt like he wasn't giving him enough to make me feel like the Lakers would have won if he stayed in that game. So I feel like, and we said it at the beginning of the series, even if the Suns are really good, you know what I mean? I feel like they could end this in the next game. They can end this in LA.
They need to.
They can end this in LA. Chris Paul has been through so much where I feel like, no, it's time to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think the scariest thing about it is that Chris Paul transferred the destruction over to his teammates now. When you look at them boys, especially the center, what's the center that plays?
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, been balling.
Listen, don't sleep on this kid. They don't want to mess with him. Matter of fact, I don't think AD want to mess with that kid. I'm looking inside the game, meaning that we watch him when they have the ball. But watch him when somebody else shoot and this kid crashed the boards.
Oh, man.
He's climbing AD's back. He's slamming him over on the side. Now, that's the fight that wins championships. Just because you're watching the ball, he made a shot, he did that. But when you're fighting people on the other side, every time they shoot and crash the boards, that wears you out. And this kid right here is like relentless. And that's told is on AD. It's on him. That that just when you got the ball is fine, but you playing this guy to keep him from crashing boards. You got to run the court with this kid. You got to keep him from posting up real quick, and all of that. Especially if you just came off an injury, that's taxing on your body.
Hey, Mark. Remember we were talking about the game inside the game. That's exactly what that is.
Inside the game, man.
You know what? Let's take our first break real quick because we won't jump right back into this conversation after a few messages. We'll be right back on the soil.
WIFTVPM.
Reach the ruler. This is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Toy. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions.
Damn.
How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink meat.
Pink, so it's like you see it.
Pink tip, it be pink.
It be pink on the tip.
I don't like.
So have a light-skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark, so it's nasty off to me. I feel like it's supposed to be pink because they light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be dark because then I'm going to say you dirty.
Broken screen, crash system. Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Saturday, June 19th, 2021. Grab the family and join the Woodlawn for the second annual Juneteenth block party. Join the Woodlawn team for a day of vendors, activities, DJs, live music and broadcasts, rooftop experiences, and much more. Vendor space is still available. For tickets and more information, please visit www.thewoodlawn1200.com. That's www.thewoodlawn1200.com. We do this for the culture.
Stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Name Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
WIFTVPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
They calling us the Bigs, it's the Bigs, it's the Bigs, but not because our size. It's the Bigs, it's the Bigs. They calling us the Bigs, it's the Bigs, it's the Bigs, but not because our size. It's the Bigs, it's the Bigs. They calling us the Bigs, it's the Bigs, it's the Bigs, but not because our size. It's the Bigs, it's the Bigs. They calling us the Bigs, it's the Bigs, it's the Bigs, but not because our size.
We are back down on the soil, everybody, talking NBA playoffs, the offs
These offs.
Okay, these offs. Yes.
Offs.
Yes, man.
Whether you win or get off.
Oh, yeah. You feel me?
Get your ass out these
offs.
offs.
As simple as that. If you don't get off, you got to get off.
Right.
Man, we got some. Let's stay in the West before we give the breaking news that you just gave us over
What a
the
break.
East.
It was a bunch of news that we just got wind of over the break. So
Let's stay in the Western Conference, man. Last night, my favorite, D-Rose is Chicago, so D-Rose got a special place in my heart.
That's a given.
But my favorite player in the league right now is my boy Video Game Dame Lillard.
You know what's crazy? Anytime Dame Lillard goes off, you see everybody
flood me, right?
Yes, Joe. Yes.
They flood my mix because I've been Mark, and no disrespect to Steph. I love Steph. Steph is a generational talent, best shooter of all time, but I still think Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the NBA. And when I talk about that, I don't just mean his play on the court. I mean as the leader, the way he commands the respect of his teammates, all of that combined. I think Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the NBA.
You see, I'm over here like gritting my teeth.
I don't have an issue with guys thinking that. I don't think Steph is the leader.
Steph not the leader?
No.
They don't go like they don't.
I think Draymond shares the leadership of the Golden State Warriors.
I feel like Draymond is a great sidekick to have.
I agree.
But it's no doubt that even Draymond, you fall in line behind Steph Curry.
Yeah, you fall in line, but I think...
I mean, that's Steph's organization. That's his... He is the org over there.
Nah, I don't know about that.
You see,
they ain't won without Clay.
But they let KD walk because...
they won 2 with KD. He came and did what he came to... Y'all didn't win.
But you let him walk because...
You can let him walk. He was walking. They didn't let him walk. He came to do what he came to do. Now it's time for me to go somewhere else and win.
But you... As the Warriors, feel like you can build a championship team because you have Steph as a leader and as a player.
But you don't. You got Clay. They didn't make the playoffs with just Steph. So they missing Klay Thompson.
But see now, that's...
No, they didn't make the play. No, they wasn't Huff.
Without Steph, that team...
Well,
outside of Steph, that team itself, it's like nobody on the Warriors that I would take over somebody on the Blazers. You feel me?
A lot of teams without their best players are not playoff teams.
But just built. Like, the next best player was Andrew Wiggins, man. Like,
Andrew Wiggins is 18-7 on almost 50% from the field.
Yeah, but you know Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we saw how he played in that deciding play-in game. Some of them shots he put in was Andrew Wiggins-esque.
You guys help me out.
Mm-hmm.
What was that crew like on the first title? Who was that crew on Golden State? Who was that?
Steph, Clay, and
Draymond. Then they had the others. Andre Iguodala, who was Finals MVP.
But that was
Klay Thompson.
Bogut. Then they have
Andrew Bogut, Sean Livingston. They had a very complete team.
Yeah, very complete team.
So I just want you guys, I'm not calling anything, but think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying myself as a player, when I played in Dallas, my numbers were big. But when I played in Detroit, it was so easy. Meaning that when you got that kind of talent around you, your world gets easy because you have to respect everything that's out there and you can just create and go where you want to go. By saying that, meaning that on that first championship team that Steph had, now don't get me wrong, that's a tough call between Steph and Lillard.
Right.
Tough call.
It is.
But when I look at that title that Steph got, that first one, built for him, I don't think you can build a better team for him ever again.
I agree.
Again, I don't think you can make that team up again by the pieces that went in. First of all, Steph didn't have to guard anybody. They put him on the weakest thing out there, whether he was a forward or center, which gave him, and they could defend like that, which gave him all the energy in the world. When you don't have to guard nobody, let me tell you, and you're just thinking about the offensive end, you're in heaven because you only exerting energy on one end of the floor, which is an advantage, believe me. Mm-hmm. And we just talked about it with a big fella in L.A.,
AD.
Davis, AD. See, this year he has to play both ends, and they're going at him both ends. That's tough. So when I look at that, Steph was perfect team. Okay, then I look at the second title he won. Who was on his team on the second title?
The best player in the NBA.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Okay, so now again, you got more freedom. More freedom. I mean, I'm just giving it to you like an
you're
NBA.
free as a bird.
You're free as a bird. Every time,
a bird.
If he came off a screen, could nobody help at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they still had Klay Thompson.
Okay, so now I'm just giving you these little tidbits so you can put it all in the equation. Now he won his third title.
Same guys.
See, they lost one in between, though, right?
Yeah, they lost one to LeBron.
Yeah, they
lost.
See, they lost the champion.
So the one they won the first time, that was the whole Kyrie and Kevin Love was hurt. Then the one they won, it was like, well, Draymond got suspended. But then the last one they won, it was like, I think it was like an even. Whatever the case may be, you beat who's on the floor.
100%.
So all I'm trying to get to now and say is that on an individual basis, the reason I lean more as an individual player to Damian Lillard, he doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have that luxury. Now, not saying winning titles, you got to have all the pieces, and he don't have the pieces anyway. But on an individual basis of you playing basketball, he has to overcome a lot more in order to do what he does. Because if I got Klay Thompson, I can't leave him. If I got Kevin Durant, I can't leave him. With a player with the talent of Curry with that much room, you're in a playground.
It's unbelievable.
That's just heaven in a playground. And the reason I revert back to Detroit is that when I got Roy Tarpley and Derek Harper grew up,
right?
It got to be a playground for me. Like, you can't double me now. They did, but you're finna pay for it. And what I'm really saying is that a great player molds that thing into what he wants. And Damian Lillard doesn't have that luxury right now. He just doesn't. And then he's doing what he's doing. I wouldn't say I would take either or, but I would like to see Damian Lillard with a crew and then see where they rank him.
I
love to see him with a crew. Like, every spot is filled with that.
Because that's where, outside of like Steph and that team they got. And again, we was just talking about it. It's like Portland, Nurkic is just, I don't understand his thought process. It's like every time he's fouled out of 3 games, they lost 3 games. It's like Jokic is the MVP of the league this year, but you can't let him treat you like that. You have to have a better effort just for the sake of your team. He's a better player, but you can't let him foul you. You can't, like last night, he fouled out 5 minutes left. You offensive foul Jokic for your 5th foul. Then on the very next play down, Aaron Gordon is going in for a dunk. I know you want to foul him or whatever so he can go to the line, not give up the easy shot. But you got to think, give up that 2 points. Bro. You want to win the war. Let him win the battle, but you want to win the war. And just his thought process as the only big man, because Terry Stotts doesn't play Enes Kanter. I don't know why he loves to go small. I understand why, because the game is played out. But it's just a lot of factors, like you said.
He gives him more on the offensive side, more playmaking ability.
He is the defensive part. I mean, Enes Kanter is going to get you 10, 11 boards, but I think it's just defensively. He's not great defensively. The way they play during the season, and it's, again, like what you said, Mark, it's like watching, and I watch Portland all the time during the regular season, so they're playing a different way than they played because Nurkic was out, CJ was out.
And Kanter was,
So Kanter held that spot down. Great, he averaged a double-double, but you had Derrick Jones Jr., who was in there more than offensively for defense. Now he doesn't see the floor. You got Melo, who we know is an all-time great top 10 scorer, but it's 37-year-old Melo. Like, then you got so it's just like you said, the pieces aren't there. But what Dame has been able to sustain with those guys is what I've revered most about him. But going back to that, I agree with you, Mark, and I agree with you. It's like if people choose Steph, it's not even a choice. I think Steph is who he is on his level, and I think Dame is who he is on his level. I think they're comparable.
Now, watching Dame last night, like, how could you not feel that you wish Dame had more around him? You know what I mean? In that overtime when Dame ran out of gas and you just saw his guys just look like they weren't in it. You know what I mean? Like their head wasn't in the game.
Yep.
Like y'all just spent the last 5 possessions watching Dame like we did.
They played 2 overtimes, and Enes Kanter was the only Blazer to score other than Dame, and he scored 1 bucket.
And then when you got somebody like CJ, I mean, he has his flaws, but I feel like he's good enough to deliver in that moment, and when he doesn't, it's disappointing. So I don't know if Dame is the guy to bounce, you know what I mean, and see what else is out there. I feel like he's one of the more loyal cats.
And everybody wants Dame to bounce, but if we've talked to Dame.
He wanted in Portland.
He's life, Mark. Like life is good in Portland. He's taken care of. The city is his. His family is out there. They've been there for 9 years.
They took a real chance on him, man. And,
championships. Is your ultimate goal as an NBA player, but Charles Barkley ain't got no ship. Patrick Ewing ain't got no ship. There's many NBA greats who's, at the end of the day, it'd be like we as fans or whoever, it's like, Barkley, like Kenny Smith and Shaq, they always give the joke. But it's like
Kenny Smith rides Charles Barkley.
Shaq will too, just for the hell of it.
Kenny Smith ain't Olajuwon,
but he got 2.
Shaq. You know what I mean?
He got 2. But what I'm saying is, and I'm speaking from I've never been in the NBA, I've never been in your shoes. But I feel like, and I'm not going to put Dame on Front Street, but it's like many NBA greats ain't won a championship. Winning the NBA championship ain't the end of my life. Not winning the championship. Factor. It's not that, but it's not the end of my life.
Mm-hmm. But you're not, chances are a lot of NBA players are not going to win a
Mark,
championship.
89% of NBA players don't win a championship. You're in that 11%.
Only a few teams have won.
Yeah, so, when you play, you would hope. That's your hope, to win a title. And things have to match up. They have to be kind of the stars aligned for you to win a title.
Right.
And the stars aligned it for Horry 100 times. How many times he win titles? So,
yes.
But everybody wants one. I would say, some people say they want one, but they don't really want one. A lot of people say they want titles, but they don't really want titles. The guys that want titles are the guys that historically have won all their lives. And you can go back to high school. You can go to college. You can go to the summer league. You can go. Who want titles. So don't believe everybody that say, I want to. No, you don't. You don't. Because you wouldn't do what it takes to win a title. And that's one mindset that escapes most teams. It escapes most teams. Like we say, Duncan could probably have done a lot more damage than he did. But Duncan played with Ginobili. He played with Parker. And he played the perfect way to
play
win
with Mr.
titles.
Robinson.
He played the perfect way to win titles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that he did it. And most teams are made like that. When you talk about Iguodala, let's talk about him. Iguodala was a scorer in all of this when he was playing before, right?
Philly, yep.
But he was the perfect
piece.
And he had it in him to win a title. But everybody ain't built to win that title. Everybody. I've heard some players talking about, would you like to win a title? Just win a title. He say, no, I don't win a title if it ain't about me. You don't win. So Damian Lillard, I applaud him for wanting to do it in his city. And that's first to me, unless something draws you outside of your city.
Right.
Because you got to think about, the whole thing. Something like if, say, for instance, a perfect team, I would think. Say if he, all of a sudden, a scenario showed up where he could possibly move to Milwaukee. That's a done deal. If you put him out there with that crew,
man,
a point guard. I mean, when I look at Milwaukee right now, if they had a point guard, along with what's the kid, the small forward, what's his name?
Chris Middleton.
With Middleton and with that monster in the middle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't care what Jersey is doing.
Yes.
And if he was on that team, I don't know. So you never know. And the thing is that, I applaud him for what he's doing, but if I was him and you've done everything else, I would hope my team would want me to see me win a title if that came up. If that came up, like we're going to rebuild, and we can get a lot for Damian right now.
Right.
You know, I've done enough for you. Look out for me.
Do a solid. Yeah.
Look out for me. I've done enough for you, and we can't win with this over the next 4 years, and I ain't got but 4 left, and I still can go. You know, hey, look, you know, I've done enough for you. Look out for me. Look, give me a shot.
Damn.
You know,
and that look that Dame had in his eye after the game. I don't know if you guys saw the press conference but he looks like, man, what else can I do? You know what I mean? What else can I do with at least this group of guys?
There you go. Well, they got to look at them one way. They got to open the pocketbooks. They got to do the LA. You know,
because he definitely just signed that 4-year 196 extension. So
let me
that's
see
damn near
this.
$45-$50 a year.
It's personal, but Dame, Vooch, and Zach LaVine, does that have a ring to it?
I don't want Dame. Well, I mean that would be cool. But
where
here at the Madhouse? Come on.
Nah, I wouldn't do that today.
Thank you, Mark.
I ain't gonna do that.
It's Bulls Nation, but no way.
Look who LeBron played with. LeBron has only way he ever played with a weak team is when he was in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And even then, when he came back with Kyrie and Kevin Love.
You missed that, DJ. Did you hear what T just said?
I tried, DJ.
What'd he say?
Dame, Vucevic, and LaVine.
Does that have championship ring to it? Can you feel that?
No, DJ, don't do it.
Championship ring, but it'd be.
Don't lie. Tell the truth. We just got through talking the truth in there. Yeah, we just come on now. We got to tell the truth around here.
It's really good. It all depends. Now, if they put a decent couple of role players, he might because the East ain't really.
They find a way to steal one. They find a way to get to the finals one time with that. You know,
like a Detroit 03 type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just sneak in. Like you ain't think Detroit 03.
But like Mark said, that Detroit 03 team was like I don't think there could be a more perfect team of guys. Like it wasn't no stars, but it was all. They were all. So you call them superstars, stars. I think all of them guys were like that next, whatever you call it next.
In between,
they didn't have any superstars. They had all stars.
So Rashid, Ben,
they were just
Chauncey, Tayshaun, like
they were
once they went and got Rasheed Wallace,
it was over.
Yeah, I mean, it got them over the hump.
Early in the year, right?
I think that was like there's nothing like that, and especially with the way the game is now. And this is our segue, because I mean, we can go to the East. And the Brooklyn Nets, man, it's like when I look at them and when they play like they do, man, it's like it's a cheat code. Come on, man, come on, man. KD, Harden, and Kyrie. It's not fair offensively, man.
I feel like when we were talking about the Heat, when the super team went down there, we made a lot of comments and jokes about you don't really need anybody after Chris Bosh, LeBron, and D Wade, but see, you did. We saw Mike Miller get some burn. Ray Allen
definitely still need them guys.
Role.
Yeah,
Chauncey Billups won Game 4 for him when they won their fourth. They first ring and that.
Yeah, exactly.
He had a big game. So it was a lot of big games from. That's why I was just saying to him earlier. I said LeBron James on a team full of script. If I pass you the ball wide open 20 times, you never, gonna hit. Then what can you do?
Get rid of them.
Right, that's the front office. That's the front office fault.
100%. That's on Pelinka.
Get rid of them.
Right, that's the front office fault.
But look, DJ, that Nets team, do they really does it really matter after KD?
It's gonna come down
James Harden and Kyrie.
Well, like Mark, we were saying. I mean, it feels like Brooklyn and Milwaukee is gonna be the team that's whatever team wins that is gonna come out of the East. But I feel like
they got a weakness in the middle.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to defense because Milwaukee can put them points up too. Now that they got Drew. Now I'm not saying Drew Holiday is Kyrie Irving, Chris Middleton is James Harden, and Giannis is KD. But Milwaukee can put up 125 with no problem too. So it's gonna come down to who's gonna get that stop. And I feel like what's Milwaukee's coach? Budenholzer. Yeah. He needs to get some credit because the last 2 years he's been loading Giannis up at the top and he's been trying to let him go one-on-one. So and now he's found spots, adding Drew Holiday, adding PJ Tucker, Pat Connaughton, all of these guys now, and then finding spots for Giannis. Now you put him at the mid post. You put him on the block. You put him at the high post. You don't just load him up at the top of the key, and he try to go 1-on-4. We pack the middle, and now you only got one kick to Chris Middleton. Now it's the defense. So now we kick it. Now it's the swing. Now it's a swing. So now when Giannis drives, you kick it to Middleton. We cover that. You kick it to Holiday. We cover that. Now you kick it to Connaughton, and you can't get everybody. You're going to have to give something up, right? And now you can't do that no more. So I feel like Brooklyn and Milwaukee, that's what it's going to come down to. Who's going to make the stops? Because I don't know if you're really going to stop KD, Kyrie, and Harden when they can do this one-on-one. And they got Joe Harris, and whoever else they got. So defense is probably going to go 7. Jeff Green, he's in the boot right now, so I'm not sure about his plantar fasciitis. But I think it's going to come down to who's going to get the defensive stop at the key time to be able to move on, because I feel like that's going to be the team that's going to win it all if they can stay fully healthy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on your assessment of that. And I just think in terms of winning titles, who can manage the way they play and make it the dominant force in the series, the way you play. I don't want to play like try to stop you. I just want to play the way we play.
Okay.
And when you get a team can get in their comfort zone and saying that we don't have to adjust to you.
So is that how y'all, like in Detroit, when y'all beat the Lake Show, we know the Lake Show was up and down, and y'all would basically slow it down, dump it to Mark on the block.
Make them play the way we play.
Okay.
And when you can get a team to ease to playing the way you play, you got them out of character.
Okay.
And it's hard to beat a team when you're out of character. Like we say, when the Lakers slowed down, when they wasn't getting, not these numbers, but when they weren't getting over 100, that's great for us. We've slowed them down because we know how to play at these numbers.
Right.
You don't know how to play
80s,
at
early
those
90s.
numbers. Yeah, you don't know how to play at those numbers. So when I look at the championship series, and I do think that it will come out of the East. I think Phoenix has somewhat of a shot, but I don't see them defending either of these teams. I'm jumping ahead, but Milwaukee or
Brooklyn.
I don't see them defending either one of those teams.
Too many options.
Too many options. Yeah. So, it's a matter of who can make that team. I'm in my comfort zone, but you're not. And that's what it gets to. If you look at every series, you can see one team struggling to try to do what they do, but the other team is doing what they do. In every series you're going to see that, and you can kind of see who's going to win. And I have to go back, but I see the Clippers now doing what they do.
Exactly.
And I see Mavericks on the struggle. Maybe because of Luka a little bit, but they just on the struggle because now Tim Hardaway, you're not getting all those points.
All right.
We're not giving those to you.
All right.
Luka, you hurt, you got to get him, but all that and having 15 assists too, you're not getting. We're not getting 15 assists no more. Yep. And if they take away that struggle, now Dallas is playing Clipper basketball.
Let me ask you guys about a team that may be surprising some folks. And given the news, we got to share the news. Joel Embiid has a torn meniscus. They're saying he's day-to-day and is going to be treating this particular injury with physical therapy in between games. They haven't ruled him out yet. They haven't ruled him out for the next game, but they did say an X-ray revealed a small tear in his meniscus. And I feel like that throws a monkey wrench into things because I feel like, yes, they are waiting for either the Knicks or the Hawks. But the Hawks, man, in this Knicks series, Trae Young and those guys right now are looking, they're up and coming, but I'm starting to wonder how much damage can they do in this playoff run? And then considering the fact that Philly may be shorthanded, can they handle a team like Atlanta coming at them with all that athleticism and offensive firepower? Can they handle Atlanta without Joel Embiid?
Right.
Are you talking? Can Atlanta get to the Eastern Conference Finals now?
Like Mark said, it's all about, and I think again, Nate McMillan. He's given that team an identity. his identity, the guy that he was in the league. This is a dude that averaged a fan.
They're 31-12 since he took over.
This is a guy that averaged a fan on his career. But he played how many years? 12, 13, 14? So he's giving his team the identity. Like, yeah, they got Trey. Yeah, they got Capella. Yeah, they got John Collins. They got Kevin Werder. They got Lou Will coming off the Oak, an instant bucket. They got Bogdanovich, an instant bucket. They got all these different options, but they win. And that's why I think the Knicks are cooked. Obviously, they're more talented offensively, but I think they've taken the challenge of the Knicks taking Thibodeau and being this tough defensive-minded team. You saw what Clint Capella said. Man, that ain't nothing, Joe. We'll do the same thing. Play hard, play tough. We can be physical. We can do cheap shots, too. And y'all going home. We coming to the Garden, and y'all are going on vacation, man. So I think that's what stands out most. They got the talent, but I think that's what stands out most to me is the identity that Nate McMillan has created for that team. And, you know, it's all on them guys. They got to come out on the court and show it. So I think the Knicks are done. They might win at the Garden just because, but they go back to Atlanta. It's over with.
Atlanta just look. They've been a handful.
If Embiid ain't there, I don't know. Doc gonna have his hands full. But I do think the Hawks are one of them teams that you're gonna have to look out for in the next couple years.
Now, Big Mark, I mentioned over the break. I said I know D Wade played with the meniscus tear. I don't know how severe Joel Embiid's situation is, but you came on talking about how players basically handle injuries in your day. Yeah, I mean, is this something that a guy like Joel Embiid can play through and be as effective as we know him to be?
I think he can. Like, it depends on the severity of the injury, but without him, it's not happening. It's not happening.
I feel you,
it's
Mark.
I mean, without him, I think it's a toss-up if they get to Atlanta. I think it's a toss-up without him. Because you not only talk about what he provides as an individual baller. All year, this is how we played.
All day.
We played around
through
Embiid.
Yes.
Embiid.
Yes.
So now, all of a sudden, you say in the playoffs, I got to turn that thing around. Yeah. It can be done, but it can't be done in the playoffs. It's hard to do that in the playoffs. You don't know where the ball goes. This guy is not comfortable handling it that much. I got to shoot a little more. And hold on, now on the defensive side, I got to guard him when I'm not used to doing this. We're used to having him there. It's too much of a last-minute adjustment to be able to beat a team who's actually on the rise. And if they can play, again, like they play every day and you have to find another way to play, I would softly say, no, I would strongly say that without Joel Embiid, they don't beat Atlanta. They don't beat Atlanta.
Especially when your maxed out superstar shoots 2 for 15 from the free throw line.
Bruh.
Who was that?
Ben Simmons. Oh, man, from the free throw line, it is so tough to watch.
But he hit 5 last game.
Man, he hit 5, and how many did he take?
Like 16, 12 or something like that.
5 or 12 from
you
the
can't
free
win.
throw
You
line.
can't win
I
games
know
like that.
Hey, I know that, but
And I like Ben.
What has the NBA come to where y'all maxing out guys who was the superstars of the team and can't finish a game because he can't make a free throw? Shaq didn't have the ball in his hands though.
I'm just saying you can.
No, Shaq was getting 30, 40, and 20.
But I'm going to max out Shaq anyway because he's the only unstoppable.
That's what I'm saying.
You
He
can miss 10 games.
That's what I'm saying. You can miss all your free throws because you go. That's what I'm saying. Like Ben Simmons has the ball in his hand. But don't forget, I watched the game. I remember earlier in the year, Scott Brooks did the same thing to Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
The man shot like 20 free throws in the fourth quarter. That's how much Scott Brooks wasn't going off Ben Simmons. So it's a mental thing. It's like the NBA is, and I've been on Ben Simmons' heels all year. Like I just don't understand how you can max out a guy who's that limited offensively. Yeah, he does things great defensively. He does things that don't show up on the scoreboard. But your superstar player has to be able to come through for you in the clutch at the end of the game, especially 15 feet with a wide open look at the basket.
Is he a superstar because you paying him like that, or is he,
He's a superstar because he's been in the All-Star game every year. Yeah, he's a max player.
He's the first pick.
The first pick of the draft.
Hey, we just had the Kwame Brown, the first pick of the draft.
Kwame Brown was never an All-Star.
You see what they say about him.
I'm not saying he's a. I'm not. And
Did
again,
you see Stephen A. broke it down like basketball wise? No.
You know what though, man? I mean, I'm gonna jump on that a little bit, and I really want to, because we always on the athlete. Let's talk about those people in the front office.
Period.
Okay, so. You hire people all over your organization to make your franchise better. If I'm watching Kwame Brown his first year and he's not ready, I'm not finna kill that kid's confidence. No way I'm gonna stick him out there and let his confidence kill in order to possibly one day get what I need.
Right.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. I mean, when I see him his first games, he wasn't ready, but not to say he could be ready. So now, who did I have on my coaching staff that was supposed to improve him?
Trainers.
Who was that guy?
Now, Mark, did y'all have player development when you was playing for in the Mavericks? Was that a thing? Was player development a thing back when you played?
Player development was a thing, and then everybody can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, there's some garbage player development people in the league. Just there's some garbage and everything else in the league.
Was it
so they hire their guys, their boys.
Exactly. Because Doug Collins was the coach over there when Kwame Brown got drafted by the Wizards. Yeah.
Who?
Doug Collins. MJ's boy.
Yeah.
What was he supposed to do?
Do what MJ told him.
So what I'm saying is that what was he supposed to do? I love Doug Collins, but I'm calling it like it is.
Do what Big Mike told him to do.
What could he teach Kwame Brown?
Exactly.
His boss. Do what his boss Mike told him to do.
Right.
I understand it, but I mean, let's go back to Kwame. Those are your informative years. You have to be taught well in order to do what you need to do.
Right.
If you're not, that foundation is not have the things that it needs, you're behind the 8 ball just like a kid in school. If you're not teaching them the foundation, they're going to have problems throughout their school year. I don't think Kwame Brown was taught. I personally, we can talk, and he still survived 13, 14. I don't think he was taught.
Exactly.
And I look at a gentleman, I'm not trying to tout myself, but Jermaine O'Neal. Was brought the same way. And I'm still finna tout myself is that Eddie Curry was brought the same way. So I didn't get him perfect, but Jermaine O'Neal was given up by Portland. They traded him for nothing. I don't know what we got him for. And he ended up being an all-star.
Where? Where were you?
Indiana.
I was.
You was in Indiana.
They traded him for nothing. We got him at Indiana for nothing. We got him. I was told to go out and look at him. And one thing I'm gonna go. I got my show coming on here, The Other Side, and I'm gonna talk about things like that. Meaning that I'm gonna be honest in my assessment of it. And you guys need to know, like, this leadership in a lot of these ball clubs, they screwed up. They are awful. And then they blame somebody else. Okay, they blame somebody else. So in that scenario like that is that Kwame, name me the guy that taught him. Show me what you taught him. And I've been in these NBA things, and I look at them teach guys, and I was like, I know for a fact that's garbage. That's stupid. And it happens in the NBA. Stupid stuff. I mean, one example, a big. And Kwame had this. A big without balance will never, ever survive in the NBA. You have to have balance. You got to be able to do things precisely and have balance, whether you're being hit or whether you're not being hit. If you can't do that, you will never find your footing in the NBA anywhere, if you can't do that. And I look at you trying to teach him how to shoot a hook, and he don't even have balance. How are you going to get where he want to go?
Exactly.
And I'm saying, we're going to do the drop step. Like, I understand all that crap, but
what about before that?
Well, how he going to get down there?
Exactly.
Okay, so, I mean, it's simply put it to you. I have seen those things. So when I look at Kwame and I look at him play, he was put in a bad position from day one. Who taught him? He can't come out of school playing like that and be that bad. He shouldn't. I mean, he might not be a superstar or all-star, but he should not be that bad. Ben Simmons, he come out of college, he can do all that thing. You mean to tell me, hold it, what's his name, the guard playing for the Clippers now? Rondo couldn't hit the side of a backboard when he came into the league. But now, because somebody worked with him and did his thing, by mid-career, Rondo was able to, you can't just leave him.
He ain't a killer, but you can't leave him either.
Leave him. Yeah. So you mean to tell me Kawhi couldn't be put to a point where he couldn't be a decent post player? Garbage teaching. NBA, a lot of these guys in the front office that get away with murder.
Facts, Big Mark. Because I feel like that's the one thing in this whole Kwame Brown fiasco that we never heard. Who were you learning from?
Who are you
all
learning
we heard
from?
Was you a bust.
But he addressed it.
Yeah, but then you didn't hear that. I mean, we want to dig into it. You didn't hear that from none of the talking heads. You didn't hear from Stephen A. You didn't hear. They went right to the fact that you a bust. Hold it. Why is he a bust?
Right.
Just don't put it on the kid. Okay, at the end of the day, but
just don't put it on the kid.
Somebody teach me.
Thank you.
So we don't raise up enough. I mean, I personally, we don't raise up enough questions about. You guys in the front office, y'all need to be on 1-year contracts or some stuff like that. Because you're not doing your job. If you don't make people better, get rid of them. Just like you do players. Like you got all they boys teaching them how to play and controlling the narrative.
And that's what I was going to say, because most of these media people, they work. I mean, they may work for ESPN, but y'all work for the team. I've seen in this business that we've been in for 6 years, being in these clubhouses and being in these around all these people, I've seen 2 people, and I'm going to name them. Gordon Wittenmeyer,
the best
to the Cubs.
Is, bro.
He lets the Ricketts ownership have it. And Joe Cowley. And Joe Cowley is the most hated media Bulls beat writer of all time. But Joe Cowley keeps it real. And when these people when they need to be put on Front Street, these are the only 2 guys I've seen in my years of covering these professional sports teams that put these people on blast, because how else are you gonna know? All we know is the product on the floor. You don't know what goes
and the message that's
being given.
That's all we know.
We're privileged enough to be there. And we're our own bosses, so we can say, we can say what we want.
We got a different lane. I'll throw Darnell from the Athletic into that as well.
No, Darnell ain't going to,
100%, Mark. I feel like, just look at what's going on here in Chicago with Garth Foreman and John Paxson, how long they were able to keep their jobs without developing players. They didn't have success unless a good player basically fell into their lap.
Well, let me call it out. And Pax, his brother and him are, I would call friends of mine. But I'm calling it straight. Pax, you did a horrible job, and I hope you don't put our friendship in there. I'm calling it how I see it. If it's different, come talk to me, and I'll see that. But I saw nothing. Now, if that wasn't you and the guys on the court didn't do their job, then let's go to that.
Right.
The fact that these guys can't teach, these guys can't coach. Let's go to that, But, I like to call it where it is. And right now, we be fed so much garbage that hides other people.
Yes.
It hides other people. And I think just like our president of the United States, when you screw up, you got to go fix it, And if it's your boy, you got to get rid of him. If it's, you got to, because we out here not me, but you got people out here, and it pisses me off, that are paying hard dollars every day to come see something get better, and I had a coach, I'm going to go into this and I'm going to leave. I had a coach who we didn't get along at all, Dick Motta. Dick Motta. But let me tell you about him, though. One thing about him, though, he called it like it should be called.
Okay.
Meaning that, look, this is the product we putting on the floor. His coaches, everything. I need for him to get better. He can't get off that screen. I can't play him. Derek Harper was one that got caught on every screen in the world. He challenged his coaches like, listen, he got to be able to get off the screen, and that's your job. And he would monitor it day by day. And that's why Dick had success in the NBA. I mean, he won a title, but all his teams was fighting. And that's one thing he did. And I think right now as GMs and as coaches and this thing, they're not held to the standard to make sure that kid is being properly trained and he's getting better. It might be the biggest culprit in the entire NBA unless you come in as a star and learn how to work yourself. Who makes people better now? Have you seen anybody get better but it's already built into them, like a kid in Boston?
Jason Tatum.
It's built into him.
Yep.
It's built into him, But let's talk about that other kid that was way down a draft pick that's nice, and then he was here doing nothing, but then all of a sudden he goes to that team.
Gafford.
Oh my God!
I was definitely say that Gafford, but he was good.
Daniel Gafford.
The center that
Daniel Gafford. Yeah.
Well, how many that happened to when they leave this team?
All of them.
He can't get done overnight. Get that good. Somebody touched him and taught him the right things, and he got better. That's clean and clear as day. But we still got this GM and these coaches at this same franchise coaching. So we don't, we get fed the narrative and we don't look at, the things that are directly connected to the betterment of the franchise. Those things are directly connected, man. So, I don't want to get deep on y'all, but see, that's the other side of basketball.
That's what
we
it is
coming
right
on.
there.
We coming on the other side tomorrow to kick that.
We're going to come on the other side. These guys are going to be with me, and I'm going to be here, and I want to discuss things. See, you guys understand it enough for me to be able to just tell you, that little deep little thing that is not. They don't want to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about it because I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm happy where I am, and I feel like if I don't, I'm doing an injustice.
Disservice all day.
I'm doing an injustice because Kwame Brown got just mishandled.
Indeed,
he got mishandled. There's a lot of them that just get mishandled, and they should be paying for that. The franchises, owners, and things like that. You don't get my guys ready, it's you.
It's on you. Yep.
I'm not going to wait no 4 or 5 years. And that 4 or 5 year contract with them, y'all get 2. Get 1, get 2. I'm not giving you no 5-year contract. Not happening. You want these 2? I'll pay you nice. But I can't stay in a hole for 5 and 6 years through my stars.
Hoping and wishing.
Prime time.
Exactly.
I can't do that anymore. I would change that whole spin. Like you get 2 years. If you don't want it, I'll get somebody to take it.
I need that. Hey, these NBA teams better get over here and pay attention to what our man Big Mark is saying. We need that kind of philosophy, up there. So, yeah.
I've been preaching that for the longest, but, I'm a bad guy because I bring things up like that. They don't want to hear that. It's a misnomer. Oh, let's keep him over there. But I'm talking stuff that lines up. If it works, it's good. If it doesn't work, any corporation, whatever corporation, we're changing that. But NBA teams, because there's so much nepotism, there's so much friends, they won't get rid of their guy.
Right.
Because, whatever. I'm sorry, man. I want to
go back to what you were saying real quick about the Jermaine O'Neal trade. Y'all traded him for, I think, Dale Davis. I want to say something like that. Am I right?
It was something like that. Dale Davis was a good player.
He was an all-star, too. Yeah. So now in Portland, I remember Jermaine O'Neal, all the coaches was like, he just not as good as all the other guys.
Yeah, because he was 18 coming into some grown men, thirsty
wolves. Y'all picked him up, and right after they picked him up,
he turned into it.
7 years in a row all-star.
All day.
See, this is what I'm saying is that, I'm not trying to give myself credit. I've been taught these things. And when Isaiah told me, I need you to look at him, that's my boy. Donnie Walsh told me to look at him because they're thinking about doing this. And, I might be wrong, but I'm going to give my assessment of it. And when I saw this kid with the feet that he had, the quickness that he had, and the work that he had, I was like, geez, you got a balance issue. You got a leverage issue, understanding where your leverage is, because he didn't know. In the NBA, you got to know where your leverage is. He's 18 years old. And I was like, with the people at his position, and I think Isaiah and Donnie Walsh can verify this, I say, you know what? I think he can be one of the better in this league, and they both laughed at me. Mark, what do you say? I say, listen, you asked me what I think, and when I saw what he had a gorgeous touch, but he just didn't know how to get to where he needed to get to in order to deliver it. He had no idea. They've been teaching him garbage. And we brought him over, and I think he and Al Harrington, we worked every day, all night. He was a good worker. Al Harrington was a good worker, and that was perfect for me because I could put them against each other so they didn't beat me up.
2 high school kids, too.
Yeah, and then I had Jonathan Bender.
Another high school kid.
Who got better.
Yeah.
But that let me know that where y'all went, the NBA, I think they need to take a long look at these people who are touching their talent. Because, a lot of it's not blooming, when it should bloom. A lot of it's not. I think there'll be better teams out here, and quit hiring your boy unless he know what he doing, because he's your boy. Well, you my boy, I can put you somewhere else, but you ain't touching my players.
Right.
You can go do something else, but you can't touch my players. And that's so rampant. Mm-hmm. That's rampant in the NBA, man. You all see it all the time. Oh, he getting that. Oh, he gonna follow him, but he ain't done nothing. He can't help you, But that's your boy. He follow you. Hold on, you give me something,
100%. I felt like, and this is before we wrap out, I felt like that with the news that Brad Stevens was leaving the Boston Celtics, only to just go upstairs and be the president of basketball operations.
Ainge stepped down.
You know what I mean? Danny Ainge stepped down. But yeah, I'm wondering what has Brad Stevens done? Who's gotten better? Has the team really gotten better under his watch in order to receive that promotion? He has good players, and like we said, Jason Tatum, he's just born with it. You know what I mean?
Jason Tatum just cold.
So I feel like that's the issue with the NBA: nepotism, your buddyism, whatever.
Okay, so he's going up in the front office to be the guy.
Yeah,
he's never done that before.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say right now what he's going to do, but you got to fix the ship. You got to fix all the inner workings and your coaches and your scouting and you got to have eyeballs. Like when Lakers had Jerry West had one of the best eyeballs ever in basketball. To be able to look at a kid and be like, whoa.
He's nice.
I that one right there. Think about how many picks he touched that we didn't know that went where they need to go. Mm-hmm. Jerry West had one of the best eyeballs ever in basketball, believe it or not. Red Auerbach had one of the best eyeballs ever in basketball. You know what I'm saying? He picked Bird 2 years before he was free. Like they wasted a pick on him. His junior year, he was actually a senior. How did they picked him before his senior year somehow? Bird was able to be picked. How did they do that? They knew he was Boston's pick. Somehow, I might be screwing it up. But anyway, I'm going Bird. Jerry West. I'm Magic Johnson. Well, he can't shoot.
Yeah, all right.
You remember that? He can't shoot.
43, 17, and 8 in the ships.
First year.
Hold up. Way down the lane. James Worthy. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So all you other franchise people walked over there. Hold on. They walked over him. Hold it. Jack McCluskey in Detroit. Joe Dumars.
Man, my guy. McNeese State.
Vinnie Johnson. Ooh. Bill Laimbeer. You see what I'm saying? I mean, and I think a lot of franchises they're just, they got too much freedom. There's no consequence for doing no garbage. There's just no consequence, and I take Thibodeau. I love Thibodeau. But leave the offense alone.
Do what you do.
You know what I'm saying? You need to have basically an offensive coordinator. You need to stay out of that. A specialist. I mean, but if he had that, and I don't know if his ego will take it, Thibodeau, so far as defense, is a freaking genius.
Yes.
He's the best I ever seen at it so far as putting together a defensive team. No one in the NBA can actually tell me.
From nothing to something, he definitely put it together for sure.
If he had an offense with any of his teams, he win titles.
Yes.
If he had an offense with Derrick Rose here, he won a title.
Don't get me started on that one, Mark.
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna spend some nights. Nights having nightmares about that one.
I gotta have you guys on my show.
It's going down.
it's the other side. Like we discussed today, I mean, I want to be challenged by my audience to unveil a lot of things that, you know, we look at it one way, but I want to give you other ways to look at it, you know, and back it up with a few facts, you know. But I'm not going to be a 100, but I'm going to tell you what I know, and I'm going to get you closer to being able to look at things a little different when you look at NBA, because we're fed narratives.
Yep.
But we won't go past that narrative and look behind it and say, oh, you know, in the Kwame Brown case, we saying he that busted? Hold on. He don't know what he's doing. You know, we don't look to check and see if he know what he's doing. You know, so I can't wait to have you guys. Oh, we're going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5:30. We're going to go on, and I think we're going to probably focus more on the let's see if LeBron goes wayside. You know, is a big possibility. And then, you know, like we discussed on the other things, man, you know, I love discussing with y'all because y'all discuss with me. I don't want to be here just y'all discuss it, you know, and I want to discuss it like the audience. I want to like, well, that's possible, you know, and give it what I got, man, and hopefully it's you know, informative or whatever.
It's totally going to be that. I'm looking forward to joining the conversation. 100%. This conversation about behind the, you know, Kwame Brown situation. I feel like we're gonna have to continue that. We
got to go back into that.
I got some stuff I want to talk. You know,
that's what I want. I want you to.
You did spark something in me. Definitely.
Drop it.
Sprinkle some of Mama's cooking on.
Come
on the show
because see, I know y'all know. I love to conversate with you because y'all know.
Oh yeah, Mark. You know how we get down over here. You know, with the bigs,
and you bring it up.
Yes.
Bring it up, man.
Man, you know we can have this conversation all day. I'm kind of salty that we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm headed to Wrigley, man. I got to get up out of here so I can bring this Cubs, this first place.
Yeah, man.
It's all good in the world of Chicago baseball, man. 2 first place teams. The White Sox kicking ass in the Central.
Whoa.
Cubs kicking butt in the NL Central.
Hey,
this could be the year for the Subway World Series.
Both sides are growing every day. You feel me? Shout out to my man Gino. You see, I got my merch on deck. Y'all got to go ahead and get like me, man. Support my brother who's been holding it down since forever.
All day long, man.
I was watching ESPN, and I want to say, man, they said El Mago. You know, I was like, hey.
You know our phone go crazy.
I know where it come from.
Yes.
I named them that, so, man, yeah, man. Two first place teams going, man. We both.
That's crazy, man.
Man, so and
I still got the same win on my phone.
From 2016.
Can I get to?
Oh, I see it. I see the W in the back.
I still, man. Listen. You know, I was just talking much.
The Cubs giving people reason to talk some more. Yeah, I mean, Gino, I feel like I'm eating some of my words from early on in the season.
No, it's all good. You know, I've always said it's just too much talent.
Facts.
You know, there's too much talent. It's the same guys from the year that won. The bulk of the team is still the same guys from the championship team. So it's just no reason these guys shouldn't be at one of the best teams in baseball.
There you go.
You know, maybe you need a new voice. Maybe Joe Madden's voice was getting old. Maybe Theo, you know, maybe change was needed. Change is, you know,
at the time it sucked, but it's fair.
Yeah,
you know
so it's all good now. So I'm headed to Wrigley. The Sox will be back in town when?
Sox will be back in town tomorrow for a 4-game set with the Detroit Tigers. They're off today. The game got postponed in Cleveland because of rain. Right. So they moved that one to September 23rd. You're talking about a 5-game.
That could be. It could be.
It could matter. A 5-game series is the last series of the season. Looking forward to that. But lock in with our brother Joe Lewis, a.k.a. Flo's Andolini, who's at Hallis Hall right now for the first day of OTAs for the Bears. We're about to get all the Justin Fields content we can handle. I'm so happy and proud of our man out there holding it down for us. So y'all make sure y'all lock into our Twitter page. It's @It'sTheBigs. Y'all know how we do, man. Go ahead and lock in with us. Gene is at Wrigley. Flows is at Hallis Hall. We're on the show. You're about to get up out of here with the one and only.
Appreciate you, bro.
Big Mark Aguirre. Gino, go ahead and get us out of here real quick.
Man, look, you know how we do over here at the Bigs, man. Show love, spread love. Stay away from these haters. Circulate the dollar with your people, man. Mark and Zeke got the illest champagne out.
Yes.
I got the merch out. The Bigs keep some merch out. We got, man. Circulate the black dollar with your people. But most importantly, man, just continue to keep it player, man. It's a lot of unplayer individuals running around making the brothers look bad.
They running rampage.
It's men's health Awareness Month. I went and got my acupuncture this morning.
Oh, for real?
Man, take care of yourselves,
Nice.
man. We take our licks all the rest of the year as providers and protectors and whatever we men are supposed to do. We take our licks the other 11 months, so take care of yourself. Show yourself some love this month.
Health is wealth.
And man, just keep it playing.
There you go, bro.
Health is wealth.
There you go, bro.
That's the best gift you can give your family is to keep living.
You feel me? Shout out to DJ for that one, man.
So on that note, we got the brothers up next. They probably outside waiting. Cousin 2, Herb Howard. I said what I said. 1 to 3 p.m. on the What's in It for the Black People Media Network. Again, we'll be here tomorrow with Mark. What time?
5:30. Am I correct?
5:30.
Going down.
What's the name of the show? The people
the
are
other
asking.
side, brother.
The Other Side with Mark Aguirre featuring the Bigs tomorrow. Y'all rock with the network. DJ will be back on tonight. Weeko Wednesday. I think Chris the Critic them on tonight too. All the shows tonight. But make sure y'all get up with DJ around 8:30, man. Weeko Wednesday. I can't let, I'll be at the crib, so I won't be unplugging my laptop in the press box and them hearing DJ go crazy. But Weeko Wednesday. All the shows on the network, man. But in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Get off the boo-boo.
It's us.